I tend to write songs all the time. You accumulate things that sometimes you give them to other people, sometimes you keep them for your own things. And the Gunman and Other Stories is about 80%, 75% of songs that I'd written for other people. So it was almost like a prefab sprout, covers prefab sprout in a way. We didn't do the originals, but we're doing, you know, we're having a shot at them now. I can't believe how much work we did last year. We finished our first tour in 10 years, and then we started to make a record, and the most astonishing thing was we actually finished a record in 2000, which has got to be the biggest burst of activity in our entire lives, or since we were lads. I can't even think why. I mean, how we happen to do so much. Normally, if you tour, you might think, "Oh my God, we'll have a break." But no, we were dynamos last year in the year 2000. We were dynamos. I don't know whether it spurred us on. It all happened.
I think we got some kind of a head of steam up with the tour that led to It felt right to go into the recording studio and do a record afterwards. I think everybody felt up for it.
It did, and it was useful in that because a lot of the songs had been covered by other people. I'd done the demo tapes for them a long time ago, and the thing that normally holds us up is that I'm a slow arranger. So I might write something reasonably quickly, but to sort of prepare it for us to record takes quite a while, and this time we'd done most of that work, hadn't we? When you write songs for other people, at the back of your mind, or at the back of my mind anyway, is the idea that they might not like them. They might think they're awful. And if that's the case, then you've got to make them doable for yourself. You don't want to waste your time doing it. Which is also a good safety check on what you write, that what you hand to people. Like, for example, I wrote some songs for Cher and some for a British artist called Jimmy Nail. And all the time I was thinking, you can't have a sort of second division song that you give to someone else. It's not a nice thought. And also you've got to be able to sell it yourself. So there was a sort of, there was a backlog of numbers that vaguely belonged together, and largely I would put the sort of inspiration to the theme of it, of this record, down to the fact that the Jimmy Nail television program that I did was essentially about a country singer, or a would-be country singer. So that was the sort of basis of at least 4 or 5 of the songs. And a little while after writing for him, the Cher business came up. Cher's record company asked if I had any material, so I wrote the title song of this record for her, The Gunman. It was possibly a little too big a song for her, in the sense that it was 8.5 minutes, but I'd been told she wanted to try something different, and I liked the idea that she was an Oscar-winning actress, and I wanted to set her like an actress in the middle of a little movie scene. And I think that they trimmed it down to 5.5 minutes, which is not bad. It's not bad, and we've restored it to its full technical, the director's cut. I'm always looking for new images for love songs. I think anyone who writes pretty traditional pop music, or music especially that you hope other people to sing or to cover, then the field of romance is the place to be. And the cowboy is a very romantic image in one sense. Martin and I were both huge Jimmy Webb fans. At the back of my mind, when I was writing a few of these things, although it's presumptuous to ever say you're doing them as someone else would, that's ridiculous. He's absolutely brilliant. But if you want a model or something to aspire to, Jimmy Webb's writing would be the thing. And we're big Glenn Campbell fans, who's you know, especially singing. He used to sing Jimmy Webb songs like Wichita Lineman, Galveston, By the Time I Get to Phoenix, Where's the Playground Susie? Great songs that have they've transcended the genre of country and the time that they were recorded in. So that's a huge influence on us. Glenn Campbell's sort of style and Jimmy Webb's writing.
We tend to stay true to the record rather than being influenced by modern people. We're just staying true to the songs themselves in the production and the performance of them,
Yes.
without trying to
dress them up
to
in
dress
modern
them up,
clothes.
yeah.
That's why we're dressed up in old clothes. But yeah, there's a problem. If you write a kind of music that that would allow you to be more modern in approach. Say, for example, which is not unfeasible, that say next year we decide to make a dance record, then you've obviously got to take a different approach to the band and the group and who plays on it, or whether you use machines. But if you make something that's based on traditional elements, like you know, banjos and guitars, then or songs that have a vague country nature. I'm sort of a bit loath to go too far down the country line, because I don't think we've really done that. But there's that sort of flavour to it. Then the worst thing you could probably do is, you know, ask some kid with his hat on backwards to produce it. I don't think it would work really. So we asked Tony Visconti to produce it, to put his hat on backwards and produce it. Over the course of an LP, I think that the lyrics to a song have to stand independently. This record, all it suggests a theme. It's not a concept album. You have at one extreme a song like I'm a Troubled Man, which I think a lot of people would identify with who've lived a bit, or who've imagined dark things happening in their life. But a song like Farmyard Cat, for example, which is purely it's there for a different reason. Most of the songs that I write tend to be either melancholy or wistful or slow, and that's none of those things. So if ever I write anything that's different to my usual style, I'm happy to do it. And I'm not afraid. I'm speaking for both of us here. We're not ashamed of things that are simple or are joyful, and so there's that aspect to it as well.